What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be teaching you guys how to remove color fringing in Lightroom 2020. So if you don't know what that means, it basically means where you get a slight blue / purple color like chromatic aberration on your photo, and basically that can be from anywhere such as like high contrast with shooting the sky and then an object in that same frame, and you can get quite a distorted look from the photo. It can it occurs mostly in high contrast and highlight situations where you're trying to maybe use like a high aperture, so like a high aperture of like 1.4, 1.8. It mostly occurs in, that's what it occurs for me in, and that's what I try and remove basically, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I've got one or two photos that I can use as a template. So anyway guys, let's get straight into the video.
Right guys, so we're on the desktop now, and this is the final image. So this is what it will look like once you've fully, this is me just cropped in, this is me using one of my presets and tweaking with the photo and everything. But this is the original, and this is what we're going to be getting rid of. Okay. Oh nope. This is the image that we're going to be fixing and everything like that. So to start off with, you can't really notice it, okay? But once you go into it, you can see the color fringe in there. You go up, you can see it all along the top of this pigeon, and you can see it all along the head, okay? And this is what we're going to be getting rid of. So I mean, the rest of the image is fine. It's like, as you can see from obviously where it's been chromatically aberrated, this is the correct term. It's been in this high contrast area here where it's had to separate from the black, like the black grey, like slate grey of the pigeon. I don't know, I wouldn't really call that slate grey, would it? No, it's more like a dark grey to a black, to that high contrast of the bokeh of the sky. Bokeh? Don't hate me in the comments, alright? I say it the way it's actually meant to be said. I don't go bokeh or anything like that. It's bokeh. But okay, we're not going to get into, not even going to get into that. It's a whole nother video for that. Okay, but yeah, so and up here also you've got it right where it gets a little bit darker. The contrast is still the same, and then up here again the contrast has changed. That's why the fringing is a little bit lighter than it is down on the bottom half of the pigeon. It's a little bit, not too much. You can't see it that much either way. But again, you still don't want it in your photo. So I mean, if you're not too bothered about that small little bit and you can't really get it, then don't worry about it, okay? Because no one's going to absolutely like blow up the image like I have, okay? Unless you hand someone your raw file, and or even your JPEG once you've exported it and stuff for Instagram or whatever you're sharing it on, no one's going to blow up this image, okay? You can't even blow up the image to, I keep saying blow up, man. I'm gonna get flagged, and I'm just talking about a photo. But yeah, so no one's gonna expand the photo this much, okay? You can't even do that on Instagram. So I mean, you're not gonna see it, but this is just for the average person that wants to even learn this skill, because it can occur on a very, very close-up shot. It all depends. It's mainly wide angles. If you shoot in high contrast on a wide angle, you're most definitely going to get it. Okay. If you are shooting wide angle in a high contrast situation, then I would probably advise shooting with a strong UV cut filter. If you don't know what that is, it's basically just a UV filter shield that goes onto the lens of the camera. Make sure to remember to always check your filter thread size. It'll be on the box, or if you're using a different type of lens, it will be up on the screen there. And just look for that logo, and the number next to it is your photo filter thread size. So, but enough with the jibber jabbering. We're talking about this for too long. We're going to get into how to fix this. Okay, so on your right, you've got your edit tab, just your standard edit tab on Lightroom 2020. You want to go down to optics. Okay. Now make sure you click remove chromatic aberration. Standard. That's only necessary really if you have got the problem that I've got on this photo, and that if you're watching this video you have got, or even if you haven't got this video and you're just learning about Lightroom, then you know, just keep that in mind. If you only really do it if you have chromatic aberrations in this in your photos anyway. So and then enable lens correction. Okay, it's not necessary, but it kind of is. Okay, so this shot was shot on my Samyang 50mm aperture 1.4. Click that. Yeah, use your Adobe. Yeah, you can only use the Adobe, but sometimes they give you a different profile for it. Depends what lens you use. Just click OK, and then you don't want to mess with that. You don't want to mess with the lens vignetting or I can't speak. Lens vignetting or anything like that. You don't want to mess with that. Distortion correction, only do that if you've like. I'd say only use that when you're using APS-C cameras, really. Well, APS-C lenses, sorry. If you're using an APS-C lens on a full frame, like I've got a full frame, I didn't use an APS-C, but if you have got an APS-C, then use distortion control for that. Control correction. I'm losing my mind. Okay, and then down here we've got the fringe. Okay, so what you want to do is where you've got the defringing. Well, where you've got the fringing, sorry. I haven't actually recorded like a proper like commentary video in a very long time, so I'm just kind of like getting back into it. Alright, don't attack me in the comments. Alright, so we've got this here, and we're gonna go for the most heavily affected part first, because I want to show you guys the heavy scale of how wow this works. So you click the little eyedropper tool, and you want to go for like the darkest shade. So you probably want to hit here, because if you go for the lighter shade, the darker shades are still going to be there, but if you go for the darker shade, it will eliminate all the lighter shades as well. So you want to do that, go about there, that's probably, and then there you go, you click that, gone. The whole color, chromatic aberration, the whole fringing is gone. It's completely gone. And I will show you guys that if you went with the lighter shade, say if you went for like this like light purple / magenta color, you still have it. You can't see it, but if you zoom in here, you can still see that. It's very unnoticeable. Okay, you will not notice it in a normal photo on Instagram or anything like that. But once you've cropped that like I did, and then you zoom into it, you will see the dead purple pixels, and you don't want that. Okay, so you want to go for that dark shade, and you want to get rid of that. You've still got a little bit up here, but really you can't do much about that, because if you try and hit that again, it's just going to eliminate what you've already done. Okay, so now you want to pull back out of the image. You want to click off your eyedropper tool, well, fringe selector they call it on here, but it's called an eyedropper tool. Okay, you want to zoom up to wherever the next bit of your fringing is. You might notice that it's not even there. If you hit the right colour, you might notice it's not even there, which on here we've actually hit it all, which is quite good actually. Didn't think I was actually going to hit it in one go, but yeah, we've literally hit all of the chromatic aberration in one hit. So, I mean, I like that. I like that. I mean, and then what I do here is I just bring down that. I will stretch that across, stretch that. Like that. And then this is going to turn into an editing video soon, I'm telling you. Okay, that's what it's not on the same scale. I could probably get that a little bit closer, couldn't I? Oh my god, no, don't need that. No, doesn't have that, I've got it unlocked. Yeah, see, that's nice. And then we're going to use my dark moves. I think that is what I use. Yeah. And then I used, if you're wondering how I got that effect on the pigeon's eye, I just used a radial gradient. I can't speak. Radial gradient, and then did a small little circle. And then I'll show you what I actually use for like I just adjusted the exposure a little bit, give it a little bit of oomph in the light level, adjusted the contrast just so there's not a lot of glare in it, especially because if you go 52, so if you go down, you get a lot of blurry glare and stuff. You don't want that. So I tried to keep it as natural looking as I could, like, but still giving it that nice pop. And then shadows went down to like -40, just for the fact that if you go up in shadow, it gives it that, again, it's that bright, that's unrealistic brightness that you don't want. So always take your shadows down on something like eyes. Like, you don't want it to be too unrealistic, you want it to pop as much as you can, but give it that realistic look. Again, white is something you want to oomph up in that, because you still want to have a nice bit of colour, but you don't want it to be like this. Like, because if you zoom out now, it's not going to show them, is it? It's not, well, yeah, it's just not going to give it that colour, okay? Yeah, it's just not going to give it that nice colour that you're looking for anyway. So, and then blacks, I just went lower. So I mean, if you increase your black, the black on that, look what happens. You know what happens. You just take the black down. And I think overall, I think that photo is amazing. I love that photo. Probably one of my favourite wildlife. Like, would you count it as wildlife? It is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, they're wild. So yeah, it's wildlife photography shots. I don't do a lot. I focus primarily on street photography, and like architecture and stuff. But yeah, so with that, it's you just want to make sure you get a nice pop on it. But I'm not gonna talk to you about editing today. Just, obviously I'm talking to you about editing, but I'm not gonna go in depth of how I edit photos. I'll do that on another video, guys, if you want me to. But we have completely defringed this photo. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, please rate, comment, and subscribe. Oh, I'm not inside that. Make sure to let me know down in the comment section below if this helped you. If you would like some more explanations on it, I'll be happy to reply to you guys in the comments. Or you could drop me an inbox on YouTube. I don't know if they still do that. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below if you need any help with that. And I'll speak to you guys in the next video. Peace out.